Hi there, it's Brittany. Welcome back. After my latest Beads and Babble haul video, a couple of you asked to see me kind of just design some stuff on the fly. So I wanted to do that today. I have a couple of things already picked out that I want to use, but I don't know how I'm going to use them yet. So here's like a bowl of beads. Some of the stuff from Beads and Babble is in here, and then I have some other things. But I also already picked out several of the beads from the other larger bags of the mixes. So I liked how these beads look together, so I want to make something with those. I liked how these beads look together. I had more. You wouldn't believe the amount of stuff that is surrounding me right now. I might want to use some stuff from here, so I have this at my reach. I brought out some crystals and some crystal spacers to possibly use. So if you just see me grabbing stuff or bringing stuff into the screen, it's because I'm surrounded by junk at the moment, and I don't know what I'm going to use for what purposes yet. So, oh, here's another bag of beads that I kind of picked out to use by themselves. I have a couple boxes of spacer beads and some other pendants and stuff that I might choose. In my hands right now I have some memory wire, and that's the first thing I want to make is a memory wire bracelet, kind of to get my creative juices flowing, because I honestly don't know what I'm going to make. So I'm going to bring into the frame a bead mat or bead board. It's one for making bracelets, but I'm going to set that right there. I'm going to put these to the side, and these are the beads I want to work with right now. So, excuse my dirty bead mat. Got glue all over it. So I'm just going to spill these beads out. Actually, I'm going to spill them out into the rest of the bead tray here. Just do that. No rhyme or reason yet. I haven't figured out what way I want them to look. But even though I'm going to be using completely random looking beads, I've picked these out because I like how they look together. I might choose to do a pattern. I just don't know what the pattern is yet. I'm going to be using these chartreuse crystals that I got in Tucson because I think they look really good with this color palette. You guys saw these in the Hobby Lobby haul video. There's some crystal spacers. And then hopefully some bone beads. So let me spill some of these out. And these, I want to use the smaller ones in here. So I'm going to try and get, well, I'm just going to spill those out over here, because then we can just grab from them. And I guess I could make this, put the camera further away so you can see most of the beadboard. It's kind of close to the table here. Trying to make it so it's in frame and so you don't see all the garbage I have going on outside of the frame. Sorry. We'll get it together one of these days. So, all right, let me cut apart. That's why I like these, because they have these wells for you to put your beads in. I have my eye on some on Etsy that are really expensive but really nice wood bead boards. Eventually I'll get them. Just can't get over the sticker shock yet. So, but every time I see a wooden beadboard, I'm like, oh, I really want one or several, because I have, you know, usually have more than one project going on at a time, and I don't like cleaning up one project to start on another project. Okay. I tend to be more creative when I'm talking to you guys than when I'm by myself. I don't know if it's the pressure or what, but I come up with a ton of ideas while I'm doing my haul videos, so I want to see if that translates into me actually making jewelry. I've been in kind of a creative block until I bought the beads the other day that I ended up putting in my shop, and I don't know if I'm going to put this video up first or that other video, but eventually you'll know what I'm talking about. All right, so look at that. Isn't that pretty? So we've got a ton of stuff here. I think this will be enough metal, but I do have some other spacers. I have, this is one of many boxes of spacers. But I'm not sure if there are any in here that I really want to use. I might want to use some that I got in Tucson. I have a couple in this bag. I have these, maybe, and I have these. So I'm gonna keep those out of screen, but or out of frame, so I can see them and maybe decide. And I don't think I'm gonna use any bead caps. I kind of want this to be simple, just like a get the juices flowing project. So, all right, let me see, is the camera straight? Okay, there we go. Well, sorry guys, that's the straightest it's gonna get. So when cutting memory wire, I'm sure you already know this, make sure you don't use your good wire snips. Make sure you use memory wire cutters. If you use your good snips or any snips that aren't memory wire cutters, you're going to damage them. So I don't know how long I want this bracelet to be. I want it to probably be like 2 or 3 wraps. But I have well, I don't have large wrists, but I have larger wrists, probably like 7.5 inches. So I'm gonna cut 4 loops, and then we can always downsize too. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what, I'll cut an extra one just for the heck of it. And then I'll put the extra off to the side and grab my trusty dusty pliers to make a loop at the end so our beads don't fall off. Now, people make this several different ways. I'm just doing the easiest one, which would be curling it in, but you can curl it out, you can curl it up. Doesn't really matter, as long as you get the job done by making sure your beads don't fall off and having a loop so you can hang charms, which I have a charm picked out. I have several charms picked out, but I don't know which one I'm going to use specifically yet. So, all right. Okay, I can make that look pretty later. All right, so we're gonna start, and you know what? I think I am gonna start at the end with a spacer bead to make it look more polished. So I'll put some of these over here. All right, so start with a spacer bead and just have that go all the way down. Well, not yet. And then I think, do I want to start with a crystal or do I want to start with one of these, or a bone bead? I think we're gonna go bone bead. So I'm looking for ones that'll look nice with these beads. So anything I put in the middle I like. And this is going to be a very eclectic looking bracelet. It's not going to be something that's too symmetrical, even though we're probably going to develop a pattern. Like I said, the beads aren't exactly the same, so it's not going to be symmetrical in that we're using the same beads, same pattern beads in the same spots. So it's okay that these beads aren't the same colors, and some of them aren't even the same shapes, but I'm just grabbing the smaller bone beads. Okay. One of these bigger ones are not going to go on this bracelet. So we've got a good selection. There's some more around here, and I'm sure I can go dig some up somewhere if we run out. But I'm gonna, let's see. Of course I did that, and then I'm gonna grab this little squishy guy. He's not squishy, but he's like a rondelle. Sorry for my dry hands and my messed up fingernails. They're from beading and washing my hands a lot. So we started with that, and then I'm gonna put on, let me see what a rondelle looks like next to the bone bead. And then a crystal. And then we'll start with, what's one that I have quite a few of? We'll start with this guy right here. Now, do I want my choices here, do I want to have a rondelle between let's see, I gotta get everything next to each other so we can kind of see what that looks like. So, do I like that, or do I want another rondelle right here? I have tons of these, but do I want it to be that sparkly? That's my question. So I'm going to take this off and see what the spacer looks like between the crystal and the clay bead instead of the bone bead in the crystal. So here's this. And then the next question is, do I want to put on a spacer between the clay and the bone bead? So, oh, I don't like this guy. All right, I do not like how that looks. So I think, let's get this back up here. Sorry guys, I want to manipulate this so I can see what these look like together. So I'm going to try the crystal, the spacer, the bone bead, then a crystal, then the clay, then the rondelle, crystal rondelle, and then the bone bead, and see how that looks. And then we'd have a spacer, crystal. Okay, I really like how that looks. So I'm just going to keep going in that pattern. So after every crystal bead, I'm going to put another clay bead. And after every clay bead, I'm going to put a crystal rondelle spacer, and then a bone. And keep going. Normally, I would cut out and show you the finished project, but this is a bead with me video. So I'm going to show you at least another few inches, and then if you want, absolutely feel free to fast forward. I might speed it up later if I can figure out how, but yeah. So next we have, I'm going to choose, since that's a lot of green and blue, I'm going to choose one that's not too much blue in it or green. Oh wait, I'm just trying to make sure I did this right. Okay, now another bone bead spacer after crystal. It takes a minute to remember your pattern, but once you get going, it goes pretty quickly. So it's already looking really, I'm gonna say it, it's looking really delicious. I am loving it. This black bead. And this is, honestly, this is a project anyone can do. Somebody who has never made jewelry can make this bracelet. Because it's memory wire is just so forgiving, and it looks fantastic. Like, this looks like it took me a lot of time, but it didn't, because it's only 4 beads that I keep repeating. But because these beads are so eclectic, it looks like it took a lot of time. And these clay beads are handmade, so I mean, you can actually, if you, let's say you bought these beads and you needed one that matched them, you could make your own out of polymer clay. So okay, sorry guys, I have not picked up this pattern yet, and it's because I'm talking probably. Watch, somewhere I'll have messed up, and you guys will tell me in the comments. So then clay bead, I'm gonna go with this guy. See, like, my favorite colors are green and blue, and sorry, the light is, I guess the cloud just must have gone in front of the sun, but my favorite colors are green and blue, but I did put a couple red and yellow orange beads in here just to break that up a little bit. So, but I'm trying to be very conscious of how, what my color placement is. Uh-oh. I want to use you. Okay, good. There was something blocking the hole, and I couldn't get it through at first. Because my pattern is only 4 beads, I keep getting, keep getting stuck because I think I need to put another bead on, but it's already time for the one that I just put on. So most of my patterns aren't this simple when I do memory wire beads or memory wire bracelets. Usually I have like 8 beads in a pattern, if not more. Okay, crystal. I'm gonna go with this guy. See how quickly this is coming along? That's one of the fun parts, sliding all those beads down. So far we've got at least, we've got a wrap and a half. You could always just make this a bracelet like that, but I'm gonna do a few wraps on this because I think it'll be a lot of fun. And this is gonna, the good thing about all these colors is it's gonna go with a lot of different things because of, if you have an orange dress or a red shirt or a green outfit, it's gonna go really well because of all the coordinating colors. All right, who next? Are we gonna go with, we're gonna go with green. Oh, I guess there's 5 beads in this. I wasn't even paying attention. Sorry guys, I swear I can count. Here's our pattern. Let's see, make sure I'm still on track here. Okay, gold, crystal, clay, crystal, bone, gold, crystal, clay, crystal, bone, gold, crystal. What color next? Let's go with this. Oh, this nice little pink guy. Now, I can't tell where the last green bead landed. So, okay, we're good. I just didn't want, let's say, this green bead to be on top of this green bead on this side of the bracelet. Sometimes that'll happen anyway because of the way it lays on your wrist. It's not a huge deal, but I didn't want to create the problem when it wasn't, when I could avoid it. This one's kind of wonky, but I want to include them anyway. Gold. Okay, I'm going to finish the rest of the beading off camera because I want to move this along a little bit, but then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I finished the amount of wraps that I wanted. I tried it on my wrist, so it was 1, 2, just a little over 3 wraps. And I mean, just a hair over 3 wraps. So I'm going to cut about half an inch. Cut my wire so there's half an inch left so I can make my second loop. And you don't want to make it too tight, because if it's too tight, it's not gonna coil correctly and you'll have wasted your time because the wire won't coil around your wrist. It'll just be too tight and too stiff and it just won't work out. So I'm gonna snip it right about there. Take my trusty dusty pliers, any needle nose pliers will do, and grab it between the two pieces and roll down. I just stabbed myself, but that's okay. All right, so, and then you'll want to see how the bead kind of took over here. You'll want to rein that in, either with your chain nose pliers or your needle nose, round, I don't know why I keep saying needle nose, they're round nose pliers. All right, so put that in here. And yes, I do know the difference between pliers, but concentrating on making jewelry and talking at the same time is not the easiest thing in the world. Memory wire is not the easiest to work with either. Okay, so just make sure that that's not going to come undone. Get it as close as you can. I don't know why it's fighting with me today. All right. So here's my bracelet. It's not finished yet. So, I mean, you could definitely just leave it like that. It's very beautiful. I love how eclectic it is. Love that none of these beads are exactly the same, the clay beads, in that I can look at them all on my wrist, because that was a huge deal when I bought these beads. I just wanted to look at them all day long because they were so pretty. So this was an easy and quick fix to get a lot of these beads on my wrist at the same time. So I also have, I don't know if I picked the right colors, but so here's the bracelet. I also have several of these Buddha pendants that I ordered, and none of them are like the exact right color for this bracelet. I mean, I guess this one's just too shiny. These are too dull. Actually, this one looks pretty nice. I'm trying to decide which one I want to go with the bracelet. I think I'm gonna go with this one. So I have those, but I don't know that I'm in love with this color. It doesn't really go with the bracelet. So I'm gonna move my bead board. And I have these patinas that I think I'm gonna put on the pendant. So I'm gonna move in a little bit. So I have paintbrush, a bowl of water, because this stuff dries really fast, so you don't want it to dry on your paintbrush. I pulled these three colors over. I have turquoise, verdigris, and marine. I think I'm gonna go with turquoise. You want to shake it till you hear the ball rolling around inside. I also brought over a paper towel in case so I can wipe off the excess patina. So I'm just going to drop in a little bit of this. Goes a very long way, very long way. So if I don't like how this looks, I'll get up and go get other patinas. I think I might want to get green. I don't know. So just drop a couple drops. I mean, that's probably too much, but you can always water it down too. I think this, I don't know if this paintbrush is gonna work. I used it with liquid Sculpey the other day, and it seems like it's still got a little bit in there, but we'll see. So we'll just take our little pendant, and I'm gonna blot off a little bit of that paint, have it be a little drier. I don't know if this is the color I want. I'm gonna get that on there. Well, it turned out a little more wet than I was looking for, but we can rectify that. We'll grab our paper towel and grab some of that paint back off. Sorry, thought I was in frame. Here. Like I said, doing and filming at the same time are not the easiest. So instantly it shows you a little bit more detail. So I see some spots that I missed. Right about here. So I'm gonna go over it all, the whole thing again, actually. And you could leave it like this. It's not the look I'm looking for. I don't want a blue pendant. And then just wipe it back off. And if you'd like, you can even dip it in a little bit of water. I don't know that I want to go too wet on this paper towel because I don't want to take off too much of that paint, but it helps. I love that he is more, like more metal is showing on the Buddha itself. Sorry, I'm trying to get the camera to focus. There we go. And this thing's pretty dry now. Now, if I wanted to get any more of this paint off, I could always go get a very fine grit sandpaper and kind of dust that off. But I really like how this turned out because it's very reminiscent of these beads with the two-tone colors on the beads and the two-tone color now on the pendant. I'm gonna leave the back alone. I like how that looks. I just wanted it on the front. So we have several choices. Oop, gotta put my paintbrush in the water. We have several choices on, well, maybe not several, maybe a couple choices on how we want to attach it to our bracelet. Normally, I'll put the pendant on the memory wire loops. Right there. You also have the option to put it back here because that's where you're going to see it on your wrist. If I had been thinking about it, I probably would have threaded it on to the memory wire when I was making the bracelet, because now unless I get a huge jump ring, which I can go do, it's not going to lay right. It's going to kind of get in there, and then it might make the bracelet too tight and it won't curl correctly. So I'm trying to think, I really do kind of want it on the back of the bracelet instead of on the loops, because the loops I wear under my wrist, and yeah, it's cute to have a little charm there sometimes, but one of the reasons why I made this bracelet is because I want to see my supplies and watch them while I'm wearing them. So I'm thinking I want it right here. Let me put it on my wrist to see where I would want it if it was on my wrist. So that's what it looks like on my wrist. That's where I said I wanted it when I've been washing my hands like crazy. My hands are really dry. That's where I said I wanted it a second ago, but I would kind of want it here or here because that's like the middle of my wrist. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that, but there are dogs outside barking. I have the windows open because it's really nice outside. Okay, I'm just gonna put it right here. Next time I'll make a bracelet where I put it on the bracelet. So let me do that. Let me grab my pliers. Do I have 2 sets of pliers? I have this one. Where's my other set hiding? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'll grab my jump ring. And most people who are watching this already know this, but in case you don't, never open your jump rings by prying them apart this way. We always want to twist them open. Like that. Alright, so if I do it this way, my charm is going to hang towards my bracelet, and I don't want that. So I'm going to change it to go this way. Oops. Put it through the loop, and then secure it by doing it the exact same way you opened it and twisting it closed. Sorry if it's not, ooh, be careful, because sometimes I have a tendency to hurt myself with these pliers if they go haywire. So that's what it looks like. And then here is our bracelet. Trying to get it to flip so I can see. Oh, there we go. Here's our bracelet. Isn't that so pretty? It's so bohemian, so much fun. I think this video is quite long enough. I'll come back and do another bead with me video showing some of the other beads I got in this haul. All right, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about the bracelet, and have you ever made a memory wire bracelet before? If not, I think maybe you should try it. All right, I'll talk to you soon.